October 13th, Sunday morning here for me. And I don't know if it's because I've been staying up past 10 p.m., like midnight on Friday and after 10 last night. But I'm learning how to sleep in, guys. Or it could be the fact that I just don't have a job, a real job. Anyway, yeah, we're winding down. We're down to the last, 5 or 6 days of daily readings and check-ins before I hit the road. So if you're someone new and listening, please feel free to go back. I'm talking myself out of feeling not guilty about recording every day, because I think that 350 something episodes to choose from is a good selection. And I'm not even going to be gone long enough to listen to all of them again if I wanted to. So please go back and see what topics you might need to hear, or go in order, whatever. Also, every Friday while I'm gone, we still will release a new episode with some pretty cool guests. I'm excited about the lineup. I'm working on interviews this week to get you set up with some interesting stuff. Give you a Bobby break, I guess, a little bit. So here goes with today's reading. It always cracks me up when there's a flower reference. So here goes. William Shakespeare says, "Lilies that fester smell far worse than the weeds." When something or someone makes us angry and we deny or ignore it, it will become a resentment one day. Resentments hurt us because we suffer, but the person we're angry with does not. Resentments eat away at us. They make us into angry, negative, short-tempered, or depressed people. The key to preventing resentment is to start expressing our feelings, either directly or in writing. We can also talk to a third party, someone else we feel safe with, but we must somehow express our anger so we can move past it. We do this not to change the other person, but to unload the poison of resentment from ourselves. Once we've acknowledged it, we are often able to forgive or forget. We no longer carry that burden. Anger does not burn in our hearts today. We can let go of anger, and that feels wonderful. Today, help me accept my feelings, express them in a safe way, and then turn them over to a higher power. I love this reading because it captures our whole bucket discussion, right? This is exactly what I'm trying to say when I use the bucket analogy. So if we keep that anger, frustration inside of our bucket, then it drags us down and we feel this potential angry, negative, short-tempered, or depressed, like this reading says. And the key to preventing the resentment growing is by sharing our feelings, either with someone or in writing or to the universe, your God, whatever. But let it go. Let it go out of your system. And you have to really let it go, not just like say it. You have to feel it. Now, sometimes it starts by saying it. I think, I'll be honest, I woke up to a text this morning about somebody said something really cruel to this person. And of course they were struggling, right? When somebody says something cruel to us, unnecessarily, especially, that isn't true, but because they said it, we question it and we start questioning who we are or, what the truth is. We get in our own freaking heads, right? And, so I had written back this morning, like reminding this person, like, who cares what other people think? Like, and don't let it destroy you. Don't let it turn into a resentment. Not in as many words. So as I opened this reading up, I took a picture of it and sent it to them because I thought it was just another validation of what I was trying to say when I texted earlier. And I'm happy to report that it sounds like this person has better clarity today. Their statement back was, "I learned that I gave it legs," meaning he gave it power. "Shit doesn't bother me if I don't let it." And that's true if we don't let it. But I want to call out the distinction between not letting it bother us and not thinking it's bothering us, right? Because it could be bothering us, and if we don't acknowledge it, it doesn't mean that it isn't bothering us. It means that we didn't acknowledge it, and that's when resentment and stuff can fester. Fester, isn't that a fun word? We must somehow express our anger so we can move past it. We do this not to change the other person, but to unload the poison of resentment from ourselves. And this happened for me, guys, this year, when I went through June and July and had to get past my anger and hurt. And I will tell you that I feel like a freaking new person. I mean, if you were with me through all of COVID in this last year, you know that it was a struggle, and it just kept churning, and I couldn't empty my bucket because I wasn't allowing a conversation to happen. And then once I started, and for me, I needed to address that person. I mean, I had done a lot of the venting to other people and the crying and all those things that I could, but I really needed to settle up with that person and say what was on my mind. And ever since I've had a chance to do that, I feel like a weight has been lifted, like such a big weight has been lifted. So I agree with this. Once we've acknowledged it, we're often able to forgive and forget. And I had already forgiven. I just hadn't healed. And I'm not ever going to forget. I'm forgetting the details every day. They fall off more and more. And I do find myself being a little more open to this person than I've obviously been all of 2020. And that's okay too. Like, I'm taking it at my pace, but I'm comfortable right now. And that's what makes me happy, is that I'm in a comfortable spot about all this. We no longer carry that burden, and that's just it. I'm not carrying the burden anymore. Anger doesn't have to burn in our hearts, and anger wasn't fueling the last few months up until the bubble bursted for me. But that was mindful work throughout it all too. Like I said, I think hurt was the better descriptor of an emotion, and the hurt, just like if it was a physical ailment, the hurt is healed now. I will still be on guard a little bit, I'm sure, but oh my goodness, I think I broke my microphone stand. It's so annoying. It's like I practically have to hold it in my lap. And it's funny, I'm just, I guess, dangerous lately because I don't want to say I broke my TV. My TV's broken too, which is fine. It's causing me to clean my house until 10 o'clock at night is what's essentially happening. So this is an important practice, guys, and you can do it. Start with something small if you can't handle dealing with a big situation. If it's a big hurt, like a relationship ending, like my example, or if it's I don't want to call it a small hurt where I'm validating it, but my friend's was about someone just saying something to them about their actions. So if you start practicing with that, because it's how important the person that's hurting you or doing the damage or the situation is in your life too. If a stranger offends you, it should be easier to practice letting it go. And then the closer the people are, or the more important the situation is, I think the more the hurt or anger can happen. So be mindful of that and start with the smaller things. I think all of these recovery things and skills and living a positive life and a bet-free life, I think all of it takes practice. And again, this is for not just the addict. If you're out there listening to me and you're not a gambling addict, first of all, thank you for joining us and you wanting to be educated and, more aware of what's going on. But this can be applied to your life too. You don't need to be angry and resentful. I see people like right now, I know my brother's resenting me. He's angry at me and whatever. And you know what? He has to own that. I'm not angry at him. I'm sad for him. There's other family situations where resentments are building. I'm watching them build. I'm watching the walls go up, and I'm watching people not treat each other well and to not communicate, and to see the resentment turn. Like, it went from angry, and then instead of dealing with the angry, this freaking resentment's turning into a mountain. And because it's growing into a mountain, the mountain's growing over other people and dragging them into this crap. And it just doesn't need to be that way. So many people are getting impacted and having hurt feelings and stress about this when it could be resolved in a conversation between two people. And even if they decide to not be and participate in each other's lives actively in the future, at least start the healing amongst themselves. It's frustrating to watch on the outside, guys. Oh, it's so frustrating. So I hope this has made some sense to you. I'm always going to advocate for us churning through our buckets and keeping them full with positivity the best that we can. All right, beautiful people. I am going to go record an episode here with a complete stranger for you so that we can get some more education out there. It's going to be an interesting month for you. I promise the interviews will be interesting, empowering, engaging. I mean, a couple of them I've done already, and oh my gosh, these guests. I spent 12 weeks in a class with one of these fellas, and what he shared on in our conversation for you is just so powerful. He's just so amazing, and I wish I got to know him a little better throughout the course of the class. But I have a feeling, we'll be friends for a long time, and it'll be one of the people that, even though we've never met in person or whatever, I have a feeling he's someone that I could just call or reach out to if I needed to, in regards to, my beliefs, or if I needed help. He's definitely a very solid person. So yeah, lots of good things to look forward to. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.